Today's video, we're going to be taking a big look here at the tropics, where as you can see on screen, spoiler alert, we do have subtropical storm Dawn returning. It was tropical depression Dawn, now back up to tropical storm status. And this one is looking to do a big old loop-de-loop, so we're going to be watching very, very closely for that. On top of those things, we do actually have some very, very stormy conditions on the way as well, so above average activity in the east. We've been talking about that for a couple of days. We're going to continue to talk about that over the coming days, and I think this is going to be a big part of the latter half here, kind of like the last third here of July and into August even. So we're going to be talking about that today. Before we do get into things, be sure to check out my other business, Prestige Weather, where we do weather consulting. So we do consulting calls once a week to you guys. We also have new features on the way down the road. Very, very exciting stuff that I cannot reveal to you yet. Very soon we will have some news on that though, so look forward towards that. Now, we also release our forecasts, especially the monthly and seasonal ones, early on there, so early access to those things, among other benefits, and that's only $5 a month. So a ton of value available out there for you guys. And as you can see on screen, as we just get into things, we do have that tropical storm. Actually, I said subtropical storm, but actually it's just a pure tropical storm, I guess. So tropical storm Dawn here taking place pretty far northward, actually. They're in the very, very middle of the Atlantic there, closer to Europe and Africa than it is to the United States, but it is going to loop back and make its way potentially towards the Atlantic coast there of Canada. So we're going to be watching very, very closely for that. Anyway, here's the cone forecast. You might be curious. As you can see, it's expected to maintain that tropical storm status through the next multiple days all the way towards Sunday. And as you can see, this does pose a potential threat to Newfoundland there. So we're going to be watching for that very, very closely. If it does take the left side of that cone, as you can see, it would be heading straight for Newfoundland here. So that is going to be a huge concern as we move forward. And we're going to watch for that very, very closely here with you guys. Anyway, we'll continue to show you guys that over the coming days. Let's take a look at this upcoming storminess, because it is actually going to be pretty active, like I mentioned. And even by this afternoon, we do see that there is this kind of line of thunderstorms, a bit of a frontal boundary perhaps in here that is taking place. And this is bringing some thunderstorms and showers with it. Also some colder air pouring in with it. So we do see a lot of this moving in as well. We do have a pretty strong summertime low here. It's strong for the summertime, 1,000 millibars there, so fairly low. And that does weaken pretty drastically, even by the time we're reaching tomorrow morning, or afternoon. But definitely pretty interesting to say the least. We do have a pocket of storms here for the upper Midwest into the Great Lakes that is taking place here, as you can see, by the time we're reaching tomorrow afternoon. And some other areas to look out for tomorrow is going to be for the four corner states in the Southwest as well, right there. As you can see, the Mid-Atlantic coast through back into a bit of the southern Ohio Valley, or whatever you want to call that area. And then Florida here with their daily thunderstorms that they always tend to see this time of year. As we reach towards Thursday, you can see some heavier activity here for the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes. So definitely some thunderstorms taking place in a lot of these areas. The Rockies as well, we're seeing some of these thunderstorms. So multiple areas dealing with this as well as we're taking a look. By the time we reach Friday evening, what we end up seeing is this pocket kind of underneath this low, 1004, we do see a bit of a cold front here that is bringing some thunderstorm activity around for that low and also for that cold front. So this is going to be pretty impactful for the east. Again, Florida, almost a daily thunderstorm occurrence here is usually what's happening. So that's why we continue to see that. And then just east of those Rockies there, we do have these thunderstorms developing here as well. So definitely some interesting things taking place. By the time we reach Saturday, you can see that up and down the East Coast, there is the potential for scattered about and isolated thunderstorms here, as you can see. So from New England down through the rest of the Northeast into the Mid-Atlantic, the Southeast, the Deep South here, we can see all of these different regions receiving some sort of thunderstorms here for the day on Saturday, the 22nd. Now, by the time we were reaching there into Sunday the 23rd, we could see for portions of the deeper south into the southeast here, we continue to see thunderstorm activity in here. The kind of Midwest into the Great Lakes as well, we're seeing these thunderstorms. And then for the Northeast here also, we continue to see these thunderstorms taking place here for these areas. By the time we reach Monday, we can see that there is plenty of thunderstorm activity here for a lot of the deeper south, again, the Southeast. And then we can see for portions of the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes, we're continuing to see some sort of a frontal boundary here from this low that's way up above here. So this is also leading the way towards some colder air as well. Tuesday here on the 25th, we can see a continuation of very similar conditions. It's pretty spotty, but again, thunderstorms from the deeper south all the way up to New England along that eastern seaboard. Also note this massive ridge that we have taking place over the west here, certainly playing a part in all of this as well. And then as we just continue things on towards Wednesday, we get a little bit quieter here finally. And then as we head towards Friday evening, or better yet, Thursday evening, the 27th, we begin to see our next big storm system taking place, bringing a lot of activity here to the Rockies and the upper Midwest. And this is all probably going to move its way eastward. And we'll see the whole thing start back over with even more activity. So that's going to be something we have to watch for very, very closely, to say the least. Now, as we take a look at this total precipitation through the next 10 days, as you can see, not quite as much as we've been seeing from the models. So some of it has fallen and we're not expecting as much on the back end. So that's why there's a decrease. But certainly above average amounts here from Wyoming and Colorado through Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, West Virginia, and Ohio there. Certainly taking a look at quite a bit of activity there. The deeper south seeing some above average storminess as well. A little bit of the southeast and mid-Atlantic here seeing some of this. And then for the interior northeast here, we see these reds popping up as well. Again, I tell you guys this in every video, but the yellows stand for about 1 to 2 inches, and then the reds are about 2 to 5 inches of precipitation. So certainly seeing quite a bit here in these different areas. Now, for the temperature pattern, we can see here, as I accidentally scrolled it down, we can see some colder air is actually moving in as we speak. And this is going to be already here for a lot of the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes here. So we already see this moving in very, very rapidly. This heat is trying to put up a fight, but it will actually end up, for the most part, losing the battle a little bit in a lot of the kind of more northern areas. We see a 1-2 punch with this, and we really see the plains start to cool down over time. This is by the time we're reaching the weekend. The Northeast here, we're seeing a lot of this, so definitely some pretty active stuff. And this takes over most of the East for a little bit. It isn't substantial by the time we're reaching early next week, but the pure spread of how far along this is definitely quite significant. We can see that there is this kind of ridge building through the west as well. So this just helps the whole pattern flow like that. We do see a warming trend over time, and actually we move into what I would say might be a warmer pattern in the East overall. Although, as we head towards August 2nd, we see that this model is calling actually for some more neutral to below normal temperatures here along the eastern seaboard still by the time we're reaching early August, which is just going to help us end the summer in below average terms overall if this does take place. Anyway, be sure to check out the Prestige weather. Like I mentioned earlier, it's going to be in the pinned comment and description down below for you guys to check out today. Lots and lots of cool features over there and even more on the way. Also, be sure to subscribe as we do upload every single day. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.